Hello YouTubers. Today is the 23rd of April here, and it's also St George's Day, which normally falls on the 23rd of April. Do sometimes move it depending on the Christian calendar, you have to check. But yeah, it's St George's Day, and which happens to be the patron saint of England, but not just the patron saint of England. I think Germany, Greece, I think Portugal as well. Look it up, there's a few countries that use St George as their patron saint. And a lot of, especially that I know of, English people moan and say, well, why don't they celebrate St George's Day like the Irish celebrate St Patrick's Day? You know, why do people just let it go and ignore it? And say, well, there's one answer to that, isn't there? Why don't you? You know, it's up to you. If you want to celebrate it, and celebrate it the way you want to celebrate it. And for years and years we decided we was going to mark St George's Day, make a big thing of it. So every year we get the St George flag out, wear St George clothes, and one of the highlights of the day as well, we have a St George's Day feast. We have a big feed, and the highlight of the feast is something we call a dragon pie. Now, we've been making these dragon pies, it's coming on for 20 years now, so it's not something we tried a couple of years and then forgot about it. Every 23rd of April, or 24th if the calendar says it's on that day, every 23rd of April we get the flags out, we make a St George's Day pie, which you have to make the day before. You have to prepare it the day before and then do it on the day, and prepare some other things. We might do baked pears and things like that, something with a bit of a English theme or a medieval theme, something. All the food has to be traditionally sort of English or have a theme to it. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'll show you how you could make a dragon pie, and perhaps next year you might do it and make a bit of a thing about St George's Day. Okay, I'll show you the ingredients and what you need to do. Okay, for dragon pie for St George's Day, you need 2 tablespoons of sunflower oil, or corn oil or olive oil. We usually use the sunflower oil, a large onion finely chopped, 2 to 6 dried red chilies, depending on how hot you want your dragon. Well, sometimes we use fresh chilies, but just be careful how much you put in. You need 1 large red pepper, 4 rashers of streaky bacon finely chopped. We like it smoked bacon, sometimes we use a little bit more. 250 grams or 8 ounces of swede or turnip, scrubbed and diced small. We usually use the swede ourselves. 900 gram of minced beef or pork. We normally go for the beef. 2 tablespoons of flour, just to thicken the meat ingredient. And 300 ml of meat or vegetable stock, water and red wine mixed. Okay, this year we've put a bit of red wine in. It's up to you what you use. 2 to 4 tablespoons of Worcester sauce. We like our dragon pie to be really strong with the Worcester sauce, so we put 4 in. And a generous dash of Tabasco sauce to make the dragon hot. Okay, a bit of salt and pepper to flavour it. And for the pastry, now the pastry is a bit, everybody says when they eat the dragon pie, they go, oh, that pastry's fantastic. Yeah, that's part of the thing. Once you start making dragon pie, if you let families, relatives come and try some, they'll expect you to make it for them every year as well. Believe me, we get people going, you're going to make me a dragon pie this St George's Day? Okay, well, for the pastry, 225 grams of plain wholemeal flour, 100 grams of plain white flour, 75 grams each of butter and lard, and use decent butter as well. Okay, yeah, so sorry the kitchen's a bit messy, but I was cooking till late last night and didn't have time to clear everything up. But just to show you, this is the pastry I was telling you about. So I've got some strong wholemeal flour, 225 grams, 100 grams of plain flour, 75 grams each of butter and lard. Okay, just weigh it all out into a mixing bowl. Give it a good mix till it's nice and crumbly, a bit like breadcrumbs. Then add a bit of water, get it to a nice dough, and then put it in a container or something, leave it to rest overnight. Okay, let it all bind, and then it'll be easier to roll out the next day. So that's why I did it the night before. Okay then, so how do you do it? Well, heat the oil. Okay, so I've got sunflower oil. Okay, so I heated the oil in a heavy bottomed pan and gently fried the onions. Okay, so we had some onions there as well. Gently fry the onions, chilies, peppers. I've got a nice red pepper. I like the Roman red peppers, but whatever. Fry the onions, peppers, bacon, and diced swede. Okay, nice diced swede there, I didn't use all of it. Diced swede, where's my bit? I've lost it. I've lost my place in the page now. Well, you can read it. I don't know why I'm reading it to you. Okay, so vegetables. Fry onions, chilies, peppers, bacon and diced swede until the vegetables are beginning to soften. Okay, add the mincemeat and continue to cook briskly for 3 to 4 minutes, stirring to prevent it sticking. Add the flour. See a little bit of flour that you're going to use. Add the flour and cook for a minute or two, and then add the liquid. Okay, so you know the liquid. It's up to you whether you use stock, water and red wine. We used water and red wine and a bit of stock as well to make up the correct amount of liquid. Bring it to the boil. Okay, now you've got to stir it now because you've got to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And then simmer it for 25 minutes, stirring now and again to prevent anything sticking, and season to taste. So you get your salt and pepper, and also your Worcester sauce and Tabasco sauce. Use a good Worcester sauce, or if you're an American, Worcestershire sauce. Worcester sauce, pronounced Worcester sauce, guys. Worcester sauce, salt and pepper, and then cool completely and chill. That's what we've done. Okay, so that was cooked last night. Looks a bit like some kind of bolognese or chili con carne, whatever, but it didn't taste anything like that. Okay, very distinct flavour, and almost, I haven't met anybody yet that doesn't say it's delicious. Okay, completely chill. Make the pastry. Okay, we explained how to do that, rubbing the fats and mixing them into a soft dough with a little water. And to make the pie, what you do is you roll the pastry out into an oval shape. Well, I mean, you don't strictly need to do this, whichever pie shape you want. We've done it, we usually like to make it into a dragon shape. And I'll show you the final, how it comes out anyway, but we like to make it into a dragon shape. And then we have a tradition of getting a lance, which, can I find the lance now? I should have got it ready. I think I've got my hand on it. Okay, we made a lance. Oops. There we go. We made a lance out of a piece of wood with a spear at the end. And we made it a bit of a thing for the kids, really. A bit of a thing. When the dragon pie is made, before we serve it, we stab the dragon with a dragon pie, because symbolically the legend is it's St. George killed the dragon with his lance, and the dragon signifying the devil, and St. George killing it was freeing the innocent. So it's a bit of good luck for us to stab the dragon pie. symbolically. Okay, so to make the dragon, wet the edges of the pastry and fold it over as though making a Cornish pasty. If you know what a Cornish pasty is, it ends up a bit like a half moon shape. But instead of crimping, join in the middle and cut with a knife into serrated points. We usually pinch the edges and make them into dragon's sort of spines. Okay, squash the extra pastry at the front and back together, leaving it thick enough to continue the serrations down the back to the tail and the head. We like to make a nice little tail and a head with the pastry. And get creative, you know, it's like modelling with clay. Make a nice dragon looking thing, the kids love it. Put an extra large point on the head, and you can also stick some raisins for eyes, and carry the tail as far as you have sufficient pastry. Carefully transfer the dragon onto a baking sheet. We normally roll it out and put the meat in while it's on a baking sheet, save having to try and lift it and then the pastry rips and it all becomes a big mess. Carefully transfer the dragon onto the baking sheet. Paint him well with egg yolk tinted with red colouring for a really fiery dragon. Yeah, have fun there, that's great. We've tried, you could perhaps do a green dragon or something like that if you wanted, but it wouldn't look quite so edible. But yeah, we like a bright red dragon normally. Bake it in a hot oven for 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, gas mark 6, for 10 minutes. Then reduce the heat to 180 centigrade, 350 Fahrenheit, gas mark 4, and cook for a further 20 minutes. Keep your eyes on it, guys. It might, especially on the edges of the pastry, where if you've done serrated sort of scale edges, it might burn on the edges, so just keep your eyes on it every now and again. Serve at once. Well, it's up to you. It's nice hot, it's nice cold, whatever. Serve at once. Serves 8 people. 45 minutes to prepare and 30 minutes to cook. Nah. As I say, we normally get everything ready the day before, and a bit later on I'm going to be putting all this together to make a dragon. And we've got some great family pictures. I've got my son's be 18 this year. I've got a picture of him when he was about 2 or 3 with his granddad, his late granddad, and his picture of him sat on the side next to this big red dragon pie with a lance in his hand, stabbing the dragon with the help of his granddad. And it's one of those great pictures that, you know, we look at, and we got pictures every year. I mean, sometimes we do a pie in a sort of square sort of tin thing and then do a feature on the top like a St George cross with a dragon head in the middle. That was good. So what I'll do when I've finished, when I've made this later on, I'll make a very short quick video just showing you the results, and hopefully maybe even get some photographs out to put next to them and show you the dragon pies of the past. You know, try it, see if you like it, make it, if it's good, if you like the flavour, if you like everything, then do a big one next St George's Day. Get some English beer in, get some, like pudding today, we're going to have some rhubarb off the allotment, rhubarb and custard or rhubarb crumble, you know, some nice English type pudding. Okay guys, well, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.